Hello everyone, welcome in my new video. For today I will prepare a step-by-step process of powder brows for you. I will do neutralization first and then I will create a new brows, so let's check it. Now we will do some pictures before the procedure. We will do a video too. First what we do, we have to disinfect the brows and pluck the brows. I take cotton pad with the green soap. I will clean the brows from makeup. Now we will clean all unnecessary hair, and you can see the grayish undertone of the color. I always pluck the hair properly because when I have the hair also on the outline, I cannot see it properly then, and it's not really easy to work over the hair because you cannot see where to go. So we will clean everything what's needed here, and I will also make it cleaner with the quantum razor. Like that. Now when the brows are cleaned, disinfected, and we plucked all unnecessary hair, we are going to go over with the orange corrector, very soft movements, and we have to cover the grayish brows. So what I usually do, I don't put my strokes, my movements very close to the other. I do it a little bit far away, and I do a little bit of the tail. Then I clean, I check how it looks like. If it's okay, I can continue. If it's not enough, I will do a little bit more. With the orange corrector, I'm going to do only first layer, first pass. Then, when I see how it looks like, I can decide if I can continue or not. So, let's start. Now you can see that I'm not placing my strokes so close to each other. Now we have to clean, and we want to see how it looks like. Okay, we can do a little bit more. It is very important to first remove the brows, remove the grayish, or do a neutralization. If you would tattoo on top of this, it wouldn't look nice for a long time because there is a lot of carbon black in the skin. Carbon black is a very stable color and it never leaves the skin completely. So that means that if you would use brown color on top, it would look nice for a short period of time, but because your base was really grayish, it will be gray very quickly again. Now you see that after I put the orangey color on top, it looks more brownish, and this base is much better for you to do another brows on top. You can already see a big difference here. Stretch in 3 different directions. So, towards myself, away from me, and to the side. And when you stretch really good, the color will be even everywhere. 90-degree angle. And we are covering the grayish brows. I don't do neutralization very often, but sometimes it's just the easy way how to get rid of the grayish color and how you can prepare your brows for new set of brows. See, it's much more muted now. It does not look so dark and so gray, and it's a little bit more orangey and brownish. So we will do some empty space here. Strokes are a little far away from each other. We will clean again. We will check. Be sure that you're checking very often, because you don't want to put too much orange color into the skin. So checking very often is really necessary. That's why I'm not putting my strokes very close to each other, because I don't want to oversaturate it with the orange color. Moving my client's head. My client said that she already had brows done 2 times. Once it was microblading, and second time it was shading. When I check properly, I can see the cuts from microblading. I will show you on the other brow when I will be on the other one. I can see the color from microblading too, but there is mostly color from the shading now. You should know that color almost always change the shade after some time, but this is a really hard topic to explain like quickly, so I will try to make another video about pigmentology, and I will cover this topic over there. You can see that the pigment goes everywhere, and it's mainly because of the hair and because the pigment is really liquidy, so it makes a mess. We check again. Big improvement. I am very happy about how the brows are turning. Almost half of the brow is done. We are moving to the front softly. Almost no pressure, very soft movements, always. Checking the color again. Very important for you to understand is when to choose neutralization and when to choose laser. So, if you see that your client has really saturated brows and it's gray or it's reddish, it's not a good idea to do neutralization, because if it's too saturated, probably there is not enough place in the skin, there is not enough space in the skin where you could put the pigment. Skin is already oversaturated, and if you would do neutralization, pigment wouldn't stay in the skin because there is no enough space for it. So if it's too saturated, always choose laser or removal first, and then you can do beautiful new brows. If it's not too saturated, as you can see here, it's very light grayish color, you can do a neutralization, but you have to tell your client that because it's never 100% because of the grayish color, the new brows doesn't have to look perfect after the first procedure, and maybe it will be important to come for the maybe 1 or 2 corrections where you can adjust color, uneven spaces, and so on. Now we will start on the other side. Here you can see 2 different tails. First one is the microblading and the second one is shading. And if you check here, you can see old cuts from microblading. So now we are covering the grayish undertone. We will check the color. Don't forget to clean it really often to see how saturated it is. You don't really want to saturate the brows too much. So be careful and very often check the brows. A little bit more over here. You can see that the brows are quite thin, but I will make it a little bit thicker also with the gradient. It will look a little bit more natural, because in my opinion really thin brows does not look too natural. Especially the tail is really thin. The body is okay. When the brows are after the neutralization, we can start with the pre-drawing. First step I'm going to use a sticky ruler. I'm going to place it on the client's forehead. I will find the middle. And I check. Now I take a pencil and I will find my front, arch and the end of the brow. Now we really have to focus on her brows because she already had brows done, so I cannot really do much. I only can change some things. So I would start somewhere here. Now we are going to look for the arch, which should be somewhere here. So it's 4.2, and the end of the brow will be where the 7 is. Now when we have these 3 points, we can just move it on the other side. Beginning arch is 4.2 and the end of the brow is 7. Perfect. Now when I have these points, I take off the sticky ruler this way because of the hair. When we already have our points, we are gonna take a mapping thread. I will show you which one I'm using. This is the mapping thread I'm using. I prefer white one instead of black one because white one looks more natural and softer on the brows. And now we will start with the bottom. We will find the top so we see how thick the brows will be, and then we will do arch. Now I connect these 2 points together and I always do the same angle over here. Now I'm looking for the bone and I connect it over here too. We will do the same on the other side. Same angle over here. Now we are looking for the bone again. And we will connect together. Now I will connect all my lines together. I am following my line. When I'm doing lines, I'm really stretching the brow because I want to have my lines really precise. Stretching properly and following my white line. Now following the line too. And we are going on the other side. Stretching properly again. disinfecting. If your line is not really precise and clean, don't worry, because we will use corrector and you will make it clean with the corrector. Okay. Now I'm gonna use tweezers and I'm gonna clean all the unnecessary hair again, especially from my outline. If you would leave the hair on the outline after you tattoo the brows, it wouldn't look so nice because the outline wouldn't look so precise and clean. I'm using Dior concealer with the brush. I like this concealer because it's very creamy. And we can start with the outline. Now we are creating a clean and precise outline, stretching the brows, very good. If you are not stretching properly, your line will not be so nice and clean. And the same with the hair. If we would have the hair on the outline, it wouldn't be so clean. Outline is very important because when you tattoo the outline, you have to see your line perfectly. I blend it. And I check my pre-drawing. I blend again. And now our pre-drawing is done. I have to clean unnecessary lines. And then we will show our pre-drawing to the client. We will clean the hair from the upper part, we don't need it here. Same on the other side. Our pre-drawing is almost done now. I will show it to my client and then we will choose the color together. So you can go and check the brows. Now when the pre-drawing is ready, we will put the powder on top to fix the shape. And now we will prepare the machine. I'm going to use 0.35 one round liner, long taper, and I'm using a short stroke machine. Now we will start with the outline. So quick and short movements. We will check. We can see the outline beautifully. We will continue. We can short movements again. We will clean and check again. The bottom outline over here is really soft, so I will go again. And check it. It's there, perfect. I will go over the top one more time with a little bit more shady movement, but the bottom one. Quick and short movements, and we will check again. Yeah, it's here. Now we will continue with the bottom part. And we will do soft airy movements over here on top. Okay, now we will clean the brows. And you can see the outline perfectly. Now I'm going to go over the brow and I will open the skin and do a very quick first pass. Because if I wouldn't open the skin, if I would put the anesthetic, it wouldn't work. I have to open the skin first and then anesthetic will work perfectly. So we are opening the skin now. My strokes are a little bit far away from each other because now I only want to open the skin softly. I don't want to put a color inside the skin. And we are gonna use anesthetic. I'm using secondary anesthetic. I never use primary anesthetic for brows, even for lips. It's not needed in my opinion, because the technique is really soft and it shouldn't hurt a lot. Now, when the brow is ready, we can go on the other side and do the outline over here, or we can wait a little bit, do the first pass here, and then when I want to see the color darken and I want to see how the gradient looks like. So maybe I will stay here, do the first pass, and then do the same on the other brow, because while I will be working on the other brow, color here will be becoming darker and darker. I will see properly where I can go and where I can create the gradient much better. Now you can see that anesthetic is already working in the skin. You can see it's whitish around. So we are ready to start our first pass. I'm going to start from the outline. Pendulum movement back and forth. Moving to the bottom line. Now only towards me. And now I'm going to continue with the pendulum movement. We will check. Color is in the skin. It's quite soft, but it's there. We will go over again. When I'm going on top, I am putting my strokes far away from each other. And now I'm using fan movement. I'm going down again to the bottom line. My body and my bottom line should be saturated much more than soft of fronts and soft top. We will clean again, we will check. And we are moving again. I am working with the hybrid pigments, with more organic components, so that's why I don't have to put the strokes very close to the other, because I want to be sure that the brows after healing will look really soft and natural. We are going to continue here again. 90-degree angle, good stretching, and consistent movements. No pressure. You know that you are in a deep, good depth when you can feel vibration on your fingers and you hear scratching on the skin. And when you clean, and you'll see beautiful brown color in the skin. If you would see grayish color immediately, that means that either you chose a wrong color or you go too deep. I chose a beautiful brown color, but a little bit on the warmer side, because I know it always heals really natural, and because she already had grayish brows, I have to be very careful with choosing the right color for her. Using super light pressure in the front and a very, very good stretch. We will clean. I will go over the whole brow one more time. Now we are gonna go over the brow again. Everything is the same. I am working on the saturation of the body more. I'm using pendulum movement, stretching properly, 90-degree angle, cleaning my brows again, and checking the color. Focusing now more on the bottom line and the body. Fan movement, pendulum movement, back and forth. Okay, so now I will clean. And my first pass is done. This is my first pass. You can see already a very beautiful brown color, a little bit on the warmer side. So again the same. We are going to start with quick and short movements. We can see it beautifully. I would go a little bit more over here. Check. Only opening the skin now. Cleaning the brow. Okay, I'm cleaning the anesthetic. And we are going to start with the first pass. So again, from the bottom, pendulum movement. When I go to the top, always your strokes a little bit far away from each other, like this. I stretch a lot and I push the skin up. It's easier for me to work because of the bone. When I'm going closer to the front, I am super soft and my movements are very far away from each other because we have to create the gradient and we don't want to have a lot of color in the front. Now I'm coming back and I'm gonna go over the whole brow one more time. Stretching a lot, working mostly on the bottom line and in the body. We will clean. Very soft over here. Far away from each other, the strokes. And we check. We clean the brow. And I would leave the brow like this. And I would go to the other side and do another pass over there. Now we are gonna start the second pass. I will work on the tail, pendulum movement, I'm not touching top and front part of the brow, only working on this part. Okay. Cleaning the brow. One more time. One more time and we will be done with the second pass. So again the same. We will finish bottom part and the body now. And I can see it already. Again. Very soft movements towards myself. Still very soft movements. Cleaning the brow. And I'm gonna put anesthetic on top. I will leave it like this. I will put anesthetic, I will put foil on top, and we will go to the other brow. Now we will clean the anesthetic. We are gonna saturate the tail again and create small gradient here. Clean. And we're gonna do the same. Moving a little bit forward. Moving a little bit forward. Same here. Body more. Up, softer. We clean. And go again. clean. With a dry cotton pad. We have to put more color to the front because of the old permanent makeup. We want to cover it properly. I check my brows from the top. I like it. I think they look really good. Now I'm gonna use anesthetic one more time, and then we will do some pictures. I will start from this side. Okay. I'm trying to find the best angle always, and I'm taking a lot of pictures and videos because I want to choose the best one. I'm very happy with the result. Beautiful and brown color. Can you look at me? Perfect, we are done. Hopefully you will like this video. Let me know what do you think about my technique. Let me know if you do neutralization and if this video will help you. Bye!